I'm looking to buy, refurb, and sell a property within 6 to 8 months. Do you think I would be selling in poor market conditions, small scale domestic property? So first of all, I hope it's not a commercial property. It has to be residential. Don't touch commercial right now. And also, I don't know the 3 rules of real estate. I don't know where it is. So location, location, location. And we'll talk about why that's very important in a second. First of all, the refab, is it possible in 6 to 8 months? Yes, it is. But these are the rules that you need to adhere to. And I've done a ton of these in my life. Ensure the structure is sound. You don't want any surprises. Do not make any structural changes because you'll have to get permits. And they can take a long time to get and also cost a lot, etc. And make sure you're only making cosmetic changes like paint, floors, etc. Maybe windows. It's all simple stuff. Focus on making the kitchens and bathrooms really nice because buyers tend to look at that. So if you're flipping, make them pretty. They matter the most and you get most bang for your buck. So if you invest, say, $10,000, $14,000 in a kitchen or bathroom, I've done a ton of bathroom renovations and kitchen renovations for kitchen cost typically cost 14 if you do it right, bathroom at least 10K. But you can make, the increase in the value of the place go up by 5x that amount if you do it right. Also, time is money. Make sure it doesn't run long and do as much of the work yourself as much as you can and make sure you have a crew for the tough jobs. Okay, but you got to be very hands-on to make this worthwhile. If you're just outsourcing everything, they'll eat into your profits. The final thing is, regarding that time, make sure you can do it in 6 months because in 8 months, you'll be going into the death of the market. Nothing sells between middle of November and middle of January. So remember, and if you're sitting on an asset for sale and you're not able to sell it, that also burns a hole in your pocket. Let's talk about location. Well, no, talk about Case-Shiller first. This is the Case-Shiller chart I pulled up. And if you look here, obviously the trend has been down. We forecasted this downturn in real estate. Had to happen. It's happened. But the great news is, as of like a week or 2 weeks ago, there's a slight uptick in the price. So it looks like real estate has bottomed out. Now remember, people are like animals. They nest in spring. We are now in spring. And therefore people do buy new properties at this time of year. April, May, June typically are very, very good. We're in the middle of that right now. That could explain the uptick. It doesn't mean if there's a further banking crisis or lending stops from banks that the market won't go down further. I suspect it probably will, especially in commercial real estate. And why? Let's look at the other most important thing I mentioned, location, location, location. I call this follow the bodies. Watch the migratory patterns of where people are going. Go to where the blue is. Do not do this where the red is, okay? Look at the blue on this map. And I couldn't find these for other countries around the world, but I'm sure they exist. I know they exist in Australia and other places. But follow the bodies and also follow the jobs. Because real estate will do well when there's a lot of job growth. But if you look at these big regions, Pacific is doing okay. The West North is doing okay. Mid-Atlantic is doing okay. And New England's doing okay. But the South is not, unless you're in places like Miami, etc. And that could only get worse with more automation and AI. So make sure you're in one of the growth areas as well as you go forward. So there's one final thing as well. So the flipping business is suffering right now. That's when people buy a place to flip them. And this is a statistic that shows you that investors are dumping at a faster rate than they have done for the last decade. So investors own 1 in 10 homes for sale. And you can see that they are selling much faster than historically. So you might be up against a lot of competition. If all the people that own multiple houses start dumping them at the same time, there'll be a glut in the market and price could fall. So beware of that too.